Welcome to a new special series called The Bathroom Break. That extra 10 minutes you either have to listen to marketing tips or use the bathroom or both. But I don't recommend both, but that's your choice.
This collab is going to be super fun. We have Daniel Murray from the Marketing Millennials and me, Jay Schwedelson from the Do This Not That podcast and subjectline.com. Each episode in the series, we are going to go over quick tips about different marketing topics. And if you want to be in the bathroom, fine, just don't tell us about it. Thanks for checking it out.
We are back with another episode of Bathroom Break. I'm here with the Jay Schwedelson of Do This Not That podcast, the number one podcast in the world. And I am Daniel Murray.
So stupid.
And the question I have for you today is I know that like it's hot in Florida. And are you like a pool guy? Are you a beach guy? Are you a water park guy? Like what type of like vibe? Or are you just like stay inside guy?
I'm 100% a pool person. I love a good pool. And, you know, I really do like water parks, but my kids have aged out of it. They're like, you know, older teenagers. And Allie has always thought water parks are absolutely, literally the most disgusting things that exist on earth. Like, I think that she thinks COVID started in a water park somewhere, which it might be true. So, yeah, that's my job. I feel like you could crush a water park.
I love a good slide. You know?
Yeah.
Like a good slide, you can't be a good, or a lazy river.
Lazy river is the best.
A good slide or lazy river.
If you don't like a lazy river, you should unfollow my show. That's basically how strongly I feel. So what are we talking about today?
We're talking about failing in marketing. So why don't you kick it off and like, what is your view on like failure in marketing? What should people do? How should they think about failure?
First of all, get very comfortable having failure, because failure is actually how you grow in anything, in your personal life, in your business, in your marketing. I mean, here, I'm the email guy, right? So just think about email for a second. Most people out there, their average email open rate is less than 50%, right? So out of the gate, you're failing. You're failing to get the majority of people to actually even open up your emails. And yet we celebrate getting a 47% open rate. It's amazing. So I think the number one thing before we get into little tactics and stuff is if you're not comfortable with failure, you're not going to grow, period, end of story.
100%. I think marketing is all about at-bats. And it could be the 11th, 12th, 13th thing you do that could catapult your brand to the next level, get seen by someone else. And the good thing is like nobody really unless it's like a terrible thought, sees the bad marketing you do because it doesn't get unseen. It gets unseen. People don't recognize it. So failing's okay. But one thing that what I highly recommend is if you like failure should be reversed and thought about like a learning document. Like failure is all about like we tested something and what do we learn from this test that we do so we don't repeat that mistake. What I see a lot of mistakes that people make is like they're like okay with failure, but then nobody documents that flopped email, that flopped landing page, that flopped campaign, and like the learnings, like was it the wrong audience, was this color, was this CTA? Like you have to do that and share that through an org, because I see time and time again people make the same mistakes because they didn't share like the actual takeaways and learnings from that. And that's like, I think that's worse than failing, not actually having a learning from the failure.
It's so true, because what happens is you do a campaign that does well and it was like, okay, what did we do? We got to do that again. And when you break down things, you do want to document your failures, but you have to document the tactics used, right? All the different tactics, and you have to put them into buckets so you know what didn't work. And the other big thing is that when you are documenting all of this, okay, it's not like you're throwing shade on somebody because, oh, that wasn't great, that was your idea, that was whatever. You have to celebrate the fact that you're sharing the learnings internally, and you can't make people feel uncomfortable about a failure occurring, because if you don't have an environment where failure is acceptable, then you're going to have a really hard time as a business or as a marketing department growing in any way.
I also think that like when you go into a campaign that you run or anything you run, you need to have a kill criteria or a tripwire to say like after 7 days, if our metric like conversion rates don't raise by X% or something doesn't happen here, we shut off this campaign and it's agreed upon ahead of time. Like you need to have some sort of tripwire in your system that flags something, because otherwise you can go for months and months and run your failed marketing for a long time. So I recommend like, that the campaign could probably, there's a chance it could fail. So have a key metric that you're tracking against, and if we hit this, if we don't hit this metric or we're trending way below it, we kill this campaign, and have that timeline mapped out so everybody's on the same page that like, okay, it's okay to kill this if we don't hit this metric.
And in general, from a bigger business standpoint, I'm a big believer in failing fast. People get their ego tied to an idea. They themselves like the idea so much, and they hold on to something, and that's where they spend a lot of money. That's how businesses go out of business, is they hold on too long. I'll give you an example. So with my media business, Guru Media Hub, we put on these events, whatever, and we're like, oh, we should have an awards program. And we came up with this whole big idea. We thought it was going to be incredible. We launched Guru Awards, which probably nobody has ever heard of, because we launched it and it was horrendous. Even though we had it all mapped out, we had a whole plan, but we knew really fast. We're like, you know what? There's no legs here. Even if this thing doubles or triples or quadruples in performance, there's no legs here. And we killed it. And we learned a lot from it, and we doubled down other places. But holding on is really how you hurt a business.
I think we all have those one or two examples. Like even with like the Marketing Millennials, I thought 3 years ago that we should go on TikTok, and we just weren't good at doing it, and we weren't seeing any growth. And I made a decision like, let's just double down on the 2 channels that were working, because like TikTok flopped. Like for us, we couldn't put the content on that channel to make it work, so we pulled the channel instead of just keep on putting bad stuff out into the world. So like sometimes you have to pull it, and it also is like the thing too with like continuing on that path. It's like you're taking resources away from things that are that could actually work. So make sure like you're not having your ego tied to a campaign, even if it was your idea. Just like pull the plug and go to things that are going to work, because results matter at the end of the day.
So speaking of failures, have you ever tried like a diet or something and you just failed, or everything that you try in your personal life, you crush it, or a new workout routine?
So many. I had a Barry's boot camp era.
Oh, I went to Barry's.
And then I had a
era.
It was an era. And then I had I used to work for this company called Snack Nation, where I met Ari, and it was like a very health company. So like so many people. So I tried like keto, and like I felt like super sick on keto. And I tried like trying vegetarian for a little bit, hated that. So it's like flopped a lot of.
So you're a failure.
I'm a failure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I fail all the time. I'm actually, the only thing I don't fail at is failing. So there you go. All right. Well, thanks for checking this out. Hey, share this on your story on Instagram. Tag the Marketing Millennials or @JaySchwedelson, and we will put you in our story if you put us in your story. So keep it real. And later.
Daniel, come on, man. I got to get back to work. Get out of there. All right. While he's still in there, this is Jay. Check out my podcast, Do This, Not That, for marketers. Each week we share really quick tips on stuff that can improve your marketing, and I hope you give it a try. Oh, here's Daniel. He's finally out.
Back from my bathroom break. This is Daniel. Go follow the Marketing Millennials podcast, but also tune into this series. It's once a week, the bathroom break. We talk about marketing tips that we just spew out, and it could be anything from email subject line to any marketing tips in the world. We'll talk about it. Just give us a shout on LinkedIn and tell us what you want to hear. Peace out.
Later.